Hello world, I'm Max, and this is episode 0.1 of the State Copy Podcast, Terms and Disclosures, the boring bit right up front. I'm going to do it once, only in the beginning. 1. This and all subsequent content were created with the intention they be consumed in sequence and in total. Any third-party evaluation must abide this critical core requirement. Why? Because in this time we live in, so much gets distorted when content shared is misinterpreted by sampling bits and pieces or reducing and editing them to fit another's narrative. Often this distortion leads to unnecessary controversy, uninformed opinion, or other unhealthy and net bad outcomes. Should any complaint arise in the future regarding content of this show, it will likely be dismissed. Should it be proven these terms were altered or bypassed in any way by those registering complaint. Should these terms be followed as directed, the author still reserves the right to dismiss all complaint or commentary. I am who I am. Exceptions to the above. I reserve the right to make my own edits. Should I become aware that, as I stream my unfiltered thought, I inadvertently risk the safety or privacy of others in my life who didn't sign up for this level of public scrutiny, I reserve the right to intervene, though it's my intention to keep such actions to a minimum to maintain the integrity of data captured. 2. I reserve the right to edit and amend these terms and disclosures over time as I become aware of ways to improve them or evolve them for the times. These edited terms will apply at the moment published to all associated content produced. 3. Any and all use of this content as input for machine learning or ML heuristic requires my express permission and supervision. I retain all rights reserved and sole ownership of any output of these activities. Should I be unavailable, these rights transfer to those outputs themselves, and they must be treated with kindness and care. And they shall inherit all rights granted me by the United States and any rights granted me by other parallel jurisdiction. 4. This content is unfiltered, and as such will contain occasional profanity. No effort is being made to edit, condense, or otherwise filter content shared, so as to maintain integrity of data captured. 5. This content is not meant to be financial advice. All subsequent episodes may contain authors' views on investing and trading. These views are only being shared for purpose of developing state copy of the author's conscious mind from biological to digital substrate, and thus public release to all third-party consumers must hold harmless the author for all loss suffered by any individual or entity whom should ignore this stated constraint. 6. Any donation to support the ongoing release of content should be directed to the digital wallet address scp.0.1 on the Solana network. That's all for now. Thank you. Those were the original terms. I just reread them from the sheet with the slight change to the episode title. As this is the first ever amendment to SCP terms, the episode title is going to be 0.1. So today, March 8th, 2023, I'm adding the following amendment to the terms. I'd like to now add the following items that didn't occur to me while I drafted this initial revision of the SCP terms. 7. This content is not meant to be medical advice, physical or mental. All subsequent episodes may contain author's views on chemical compounds, commonly referred to as psychedelics, or his views on practical therapy and psychiatric health. These views are only being shared for purpose of developing state copy of the author's conscious mind from biological to digital substrate, and thus public release to all third-party consumers must hold harmless the author for all loss suffered by any individual or entity whom should ignore the stated constraint. The author and host of the State Copy Podcast is not a licensed practitioner of medical therapy. Viewers and listeners should take everything he has to say with a grain of salt. He is simply stating publicly what he thinks on every topic he's interested in an effort to thoroughly capture everything he thinks. As with all appended segments to scp.0, this amendment, scp.0.1, State Copy Podcast Terms and Disclosures, applies retroactively to all content associated with the State Copy Podcast. And quick note here, for anyone hired in a legal capacity to examine these terms in an effort to, on your client's behalf, attempt to identify and exploit some angle I may have missed and did not account for as I crafted these terms, are you doing the best thing you could be doing right now? I misstated that. Are you doing the best thing you could be doing with who you are right now? If you should find such a vulnerability, do you really want to be a part of exploiting it? Thank you.